Alright guys, Dokkan time. So, it's a little bit buried into the news, but I feel like I would try to prepare people ahead of time. It's about a week away, but we're finally getting a burst mode stage. I feel like it's been like 2 months since Global got a burst mode stage, so I felt like it would just be a really good time to throw out a prep guide. So Ultimate Gohan is going to be the next burst mode stage that we'll have to do. JP did get this burst mode stage last month, so if you did watch any videos on other content channels, go ahead, go take a look at them, of course. But, otherwise, I just wanted to try and jump on it. So, this Dokkan event versus the Ultimate Gohan is what you'll be going up against. The stage specifically is going to be the level 4 stage of Super 25 stamina. It's gonna be not that bad. It shouldn't be that bad. I feel like the only thing you'd have to worry about is this increased damage percentage. It might catch some people off guard. But as the burst mode stage goes, just really play around with it. Make sure that you can lower the enemy attack, and just try to keep it as close to the 6K marker as possible. That way that you won't take so much damage. So, you could try to allow items on, but I don't feel like you could get to a high enough point vantage. It shouldn't be too bad, though, I feel. The categories that you'll be needing to bring along are pretty easy. Time Limit and Majin Power. Two of the very, very good categories now, I feel. Time Limit probably could use a little bit more work, I would say. But Majin Power, oh my goodness, man. Majin Power is just going to be so dumb easy. The typings are going to be Int and Physical, Tech and Phys, and Tech and Intelligence. You could do the 3-type one, but you might be really having to up the damage you take, so just keep that in mind. But, I mean, just looking at Intelligence and Physical types, from the Majin Power side, I mean, you got Boo-Tanks. Boo-Tanks alone is going to carry you so hard into this fight. And Intelligence, if you pulled Fat Boo, oh man, you're solid right there. But as far as physical units go, I mean, we got the Super Easy A for Kid Boo. If you did manage to grab the support unit, for this support Super Boo unit, when they release the Easy A's, this would be a very solid time to use this unit. Very, very solid time. Orb Changer, if you get low on health, you could get a real nice big clump of orbs. I feel like he could be very decent on here. Although I would say he still might be a little bit short if you get really bad orb changing. So just keep in mind that. And then there is the TUR Boo-Tanks that also is an option. He did get an Easy A. I mean, he greatly raises attack and defense, and he seals. So, I mean, if you open the availability to seal the enemy, you should be okay. The only thing that you cannot do via the Dokkan event itself is you cannot stun him. You cannot stun this Gohan, and you won't be able to stun him starting on the tech phase. So that's just the one thing you should keep in mind, is stunning will not work. But you could potentially super lock him. So this could be one of those great options to take along, and you can lower his attack and defense as long as you keep the option open from the nodes. So you can pretty much take full advantage of this Boo-Tank specifically. I think you could do really good with this guy. But otherwise, yeah, I do feel a little bit of lacking on Intelligence, Majin Power when I'm really looking at it. But I suppose, like Boo-Tanks is one. Fat Boo 2. I mean, there's the Majin Android 21. Hey, there you go. I'm definitely gonna bring her. Oh yeah. Always use any excuse to bring her. So that alone right there, that's already 1, 2, 3 units. I'm definitely gonna bring the Boo-Tank, so that's 4. I'm definitely gonna bring the 60% supporter Super Boo. That's 5, and then Kid Boo is 6. So that's a full team for me. You could very well attempt to bring one of these other intelligence units. This Kid Bobbity, he could be a little questionable. Like I said, you cannot stun, but he does greatly raise his defense. He does support allies. I think if you just floated him off, you have a full dodge version of him, perhaps you could skid on by and be okay. I mean, it's Majin power, you know? I mean, you're going to be healing left and right. I just, even with him on the team, I think you should be okay. At the worst case scenario, maybe, this is a big maybe, maybe consider this, this Gohan. He does get attack and defense of 17 and 10% per key sphere, so I mean, there is a little bit of hope in there, and you can greatly lower the attack and defense of the enemy. So if you do open the lowering attack, he could still be a very solid option to take along, I feel. So there's that to keep in mind. And as far as time limit options go, I mean, time limit, I feel like time limit could be a little finicky, but I feel like we have potentially enough Majin Buu Saga, perhaps? I mean, you got the Super Saiyan 3 Goku as an AGL option. Do we have, what is the AGL limits on there? What was it? So there is no AGL option. Ooh, that could be really difficult then. In and physical for time limit, or tech and fizz? It'd have to be tech and intelligence, right, guys? It'd have to be tech and intelligence for time limit. What do we got here? You got Gotenks. Yeah, you got Gotenks. You got Gotenks. Yo, I gotta say, it's a dang shame that this is free and 9th anniversary, because this guy would have been a solid option for global players. Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. We got a big global L for that, unfortunately. Darn. So I mean, as far as physical units go, I mean, you could potentially try to rock like Potara. You got the Vegeta. You got a lot of Vegetos on here. I feel like with the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, the Gotenk, the physical Gotenks, if you manage to grab him during Golden Week, maybe even this TN. I feel like maybe this TN. If you got this TN, he does lower attack. It would be a grind. But I think you could do it. I think you can manage it with time limit. It just would be kind of a grind, unfortunately. Majin Power is definitely going to be the easier choice around with this. It's going to be kind of difficult running this without 9th anniversary units for time limit. Though do keep in mind, Bootanks is a time limit unit. Is there any... Because Bootanks is a Majin Power... Is it Majin Power and Power Absorption, right? Majin Power, Power Absorption. Huh. Yeah, there's not too many, unfortunately. I was trying to think maybe you could use double Bootanks still. But yeah. You know what? If you can think of a good time limit team that is between intelligence and physical, tech and intelligence, or tech and physical, do let me know. But as of right now, I think it's just going to be very plain and clear. People are going to rock Majin Power and beat the crap out of this burst mode. I don't see any issue with that. I think it'll be pretty easy with Majin Power alone. So, but anyways, guys, let me know what teams you're thinking of rocking against this burst mode Gohan, and look forward to it coming out next week on the 25th Pacific Standard Time, which would be a Tuesday. That's when it should be releasing here. Let me see. Did it actually have the release date? Hold on a sec here. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yes, the burst mode will be on 6/25, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.